Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard the reason why you're not manifesting your dream is because you're not vibrating at a high enough frequency? Or how about this? You're not aligned with your higher self. What does it even mean? And how do you make sense of it? Well, don't worry, party people in the place to be. I'm going to break it down to its most simplest form. I'm talking about energy, vibration, alignment, and frequency. Shall we begin? A wise man once told me that when you're trying to teach somebody something, if you can break it down to where a child can understand, then you really know what you're talking about. A lot of times we like to use big words and to try to show people how smart we are. But really, you have to break it down to its simplest form. First things first, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. A good example of this would be water. Water can be frozen, turned into ice. That same ice can be melted, turned back into water. If you heat it up to a certain temperature, it'll turn into steam. Steam floats up to the air and comes back down, back to water. But it started out as water and it never was destroyed. It was just transformed. That's energy. Everything is energy. You are energy. Nothing stays at rest. So everything is vibrating. My hand looks like it's staying at rest, but it's really going at a really fast state that we can't see. Vibrations can be measured by frequency. So everything that's vibrating, which is everything, has its own frequency. A high frequency, a low frequency, mid frequency. But everything is vibrating. Nothing stands still. Now you might be thinking, if you're new to the manifestation game, what does it have to do with me manifesting my dreams? Well, let me tell you, it has everything to do with manifesting your dreams. As human beings, we have this incredible ability to manifest things that we dream about or imagine into reality, into the actual 3D world. We can think about something, imagine it, feel it, communicate it to our subconscious. And if we stay focused long enough, it starts to show up in the real world. Now, I know you've heard all the gurus saying, say your affirmations and stay in a positive mind state. And there is truth in that. You should say your affirmation and you should try to keep a positive mind state. But I'm here to tell you that there's more. From what I'm seeing, majority of the gurus, they leave out the most important part, the missing piece, and that is the process. Like I've said before, all of our beautiful scholars and great teachers throughout history, when they're teaching you something, they try to make it relatable through a story. So let me use this story as an example. Imagine two kids. There's a 6-year-old and there's a 12-year-old. The 6-year-old sees the 12-year-old riding a bike. The 6-year-old tells their parents, I want to learn how to ride a bike and I want that same exact bike. The parents go and buy the 6-year-old a bike with training wheels. The 6-year-old takes the bike out, sees that the 12-year-old does not have training wheels, and immediately wants the training wheels off. The parents takes the training wheels off, and the 6-year-old begins to try to ride the bike. Obviously, he doesn't know how to ride the bike, so he falls. He falls again. Over and over and over he falls. He looks at the 12-year-old as the 12-year-old rides by, popping a wheelie, and wonders why he can't do it. Finally, by the end of that day, the 6-year-old comes in the house and says, I'm never going to ride a bike again because I can't do it like the 12-year-old. The parents tell the 6-year-old, why don't you have the 12-year-old teach you and help you to learn how to ride the bike? The 6-year-old says, I don't want his help. I'm never going to ride a bike again. But we can learn from this story because the 6-year-old doesn't realize that the 12-year-old and has been practicing for 6 years, has 6 years of experience of failing and getting back up and continuing until they were successful. For the people in the place to be, this is called the process. This is what majority of the gurus fail to relay to the average person. You cannot skip the process. You can speed up the process by being consistent and getting you a mentor, which the 6-year-old, if he would have went to the 12-year-old and got guidance and mentorship, would have learned how to ride that bike way faster than the average person. So now let's plug in our fancy smancy words. The 6-year-old was vibrating at a lower frequency when it came to riding a bike. The 6-year-old can align itself with its higher self when it comes to riding a bike through the power of awareness, getting a mentor, or just constantly learning, constantly riding a bike. And then slowly but surely, the 6-year-old will start to align with its higher self when it comes to riding a bike. The 6-year-old can actually get to the same level as the 12-year-old with consistency and maybe even surpass the 12-year-old when they become 12. But one thing's for sure, the 6-year-old cannot skip the process of learning and consistently growing when it comes around the bike or anything. And this is how it works with anything you are trying to manifest, be it a house, a car, a new job, and the oh so important SP, your special person. See, right now you're vibrating at a certain frequency, and whatever it is you're trying to obtain is vibrating at a different frequency. If you do not have the thing that you desire, it's because it's vibrating at a different frequency. Once you are made of aware on how to get the thing and what you need to do, and you start taking action, then you can align to the thing that you want and actually vibrate at the same frequency. Simple. But you have to go through the process of learning how to do the thing. It's all about awareness. It's about becoming aware, learning and going through the process, not giving up when things don't happen instantly. So how do I speed up the process? So I'm going to share with you a simple formula that's been used for thousands and thousands of years. It never fails. So therefore you can't fail because it can't fail. It's called the ASN formula. Step one, ask. Ask yourself truly what it is I desire and be very specific. Don't just say, I want money. You have to be very specific. Here's an example. How can I earn $1,362,252.13 in the next 12 months? That's how specific you have to be. Step two, seek. Once you ask that question, gather the information once you ask the question. Nowadays, we got the almighty internet at our fingertips, the almighty Google. You can Google it. YouTube University, anything you're trying to do. Get you a mentor. Learn everything you can about the question that you asked. The last step is called knock. Take action. So you can ask the question, you can gather all the information, but if you don't take any action with the information that you've gathered, then it's pointless. It's like the student who buys the book, who reads the book on all the information about the test, but gets too scared to actually go take the test. Don't be the student who studies and doesn't take the test. Remember, action is the bridge to your manifestation. Don't make the mistake of doing the affirmations, of journaling, of thinking positive thoughts, visualizing. But when your intuition kicks in and say, hey, I need you to go knock on this door, you're too scared to do it because you don't want to take action. So let's wrap this up. Use the ASN formula. Understand that there is a process. It cannot be skipped. It can be sped up by staying consistent and mentorship. I hope this helps at least one person on this beautiful journey called life. And one more thing, don't forget, believe, believe, believe. It's your boy, Rico Von Teamer, signing out. Peace. To the next episode. Out.